Howdy Cavs coming at you with yet another video, and there has been a pretty big hubbub over the casting of Nani in the new live-action Lilo and Stitch movie, which I'm not even sure I want to see because I like the cartoon too much to want to see it desecrated by a live-action interpretation of it, because so many live-action interpretations get the original cartoons horribly, horribly wrong. But nevertheless, I wanted to share my thoughts regarding the current controversy that is going on regarding the actress that has been cast in the role of Nani in the Lilo and Stitch live-action film. I'm going to show you a couple of tweets here from a bunch of freaks on Twitter who claim that it's incredibly infuriatingly racist to cast the actress that they cast as Nani instead of somebody else simply because of skin color. The conflict occurring in Lilo and Stitch being about the colonialist state attempting to pull this tiny, broken, native Hawaiian family apart is made more apparent by their both being darker-skinned girls. Casting a lighter-skinned Hawaiian to play Nani interferes with that. It's completely inaccurate. You completely missed the point, and you've assigned a political motive to the story that was never there in the first place. Their parents died. Nani and Lilo's parents died. So Nani was left to take care of Lilo, and since Nani has been struggling to do so, they're basically saying, look, if you can't take care of Lilo, we're going to have to put her into the system so that you can have somebody else take care of her better than you can. It's not trying to purposefully rip them apart because they happen to have darker skin tones, so they happen to be Pacific Islanders. No, it's because Nani might not be the most capable to take care of Lilo due to the fact that she's not an actual mother yet. She's got all this responsibility on her plate, and throughout the movie, crazy things are happening that are resulting in them being pulled apart by the laws that govern the land, not because they have a darker skin. It's all based on actions. It's all based on actions. And if you really want to get on that, then you can say that Mr. Bubbles is apparently some sort of white nationalist, even though he's a black guy. That doesn't make any sense. Nevertheless, we're going to move on. Here's this. Sydney Audong has been cast as Nani in Disney's live-action adaptation of Lilo and Stitch, but Ariel the Little Mermaid wasn't focused on her culture. Lilo and Stitch is, but y'all complaining about oranges to apples. No. Here's the important thing. Ariel is a mermaid that is based in a traditionally 1700s, 1800s England folklore. London, England, European folklore. It is a mermaid that exists right off the coast of an oceanic England / London, maybe even / Spain era place. It's not some place that can just have incredible diversity because it's something that took place back in the 17 and 1800s when it was predominantly white. It makes more sense for the skin colors to be white in that instance. Just as a Pacific Islander should play the role of Nani because she's a Pacific Islander. People should play the roles of people who have been traditionally portrayed a certain way. But if you guys are going to get upset over this, then you should probably be calling for the head of the race swapping of Nick Fury in the MCU, because Nick Fury has traditionally been a white guy throughout pretty much all of history up until the Marvel Ultimates universe, where someone deliberately drew Nick Fury to be resembling Samuel L. Jackson. We keep going down and down and down and down. We see more and more of this stuff. If they're not going to cast a thick brown-skinned Pacific Islander as Nani, why even bother filming the live-action Lilo and Stitch? They won't be getting a penny from me. That's this guy's prerogative. And if you notice, there is a persistent desire to use the same photos, the same one or two photos, where they don't actually show the skin tone of this person in normal lighting. It's always in extremely bright, reflective rooms where there's extremely bright white light that reflects off the skin a certain way, and completely and totally disregards the actual skin tone of this individual. And I'm just scrolling past all these different things. You can look it up for yourself on Twitter, all these other areas, all these people just complaining about the casting of a Pacific Islander woman. And even if you look at this image right here, even with this bright lighting, you can see there is a resemblance there. She gets a tan. Congratulations, you've got Nani. But these people are freaking out because a Pacific Islander woman who just so happens to not be as dark-skinned as their perceived stereotypes of a Pacific Islander woman doesn't fit their stereotype. So, because this woman doesn't fit their stereotype of what a Pacific Islander woman / a Hawaiian woman looks like, all of a sudden, it's racist. Even though it's the same ethnic group, even if it's from the same Pacific Island, even if it's from the same area of Hawaii, it's not okay because she doesn't match the specific skin tone that they want. Even though it's of the same ethnicity. It's all of a sudden one of the most horrendous and evil acts that they could possibly commit. Because, oh my goodness gracious, it doesn't fit my racist stereotype of what a Pacific Islander looks like. These people are incredibly bigoted in the fact that they need someone to look a certain way as what is perceived by their stereotypical view of that individual, instead of admitting that there are different shades of skin amongst people of the same ethnicity. And here's another factoid. If you come around over to here, man, I'm glitching out. Oof. If you come around over to here and we go over to Google and we look at some of the images of Sydney Agudong, I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing Agudong, my bad, Sydney Agudong. Oh man, I was reading that wrong the entire time. You can see all these different things. That one in the middle, that picture in the middle is a very close match to what Nani looks like. You can see she's, look at this image right here. I'm going to zoom in on that for you. That's Sydney Agudong. That's the actress cast as Nani. And you guys are going to get upset over the fact that she apparently doesn't look like Nani. That's a perfect cast. That looks incredible. But these people are freaking out because she happens to have a lighter skin tone in some images. As I'm scrolling down, you can see this is clearly a Pacific Islander woman. Here's another image that fits the role of Nani. Darker skin tone, flaring nostrils, the look, the whole shebang. Look, these people are going to continue to freak out over this because their stereotype of what a specific individual looks like from a specific ethnicity doesn't fit their stereotype. They're going to freak out because they have a specific idea of what something looks like, and since it doesn't conform to what they believe it should look like, they're going to get upset and throw a temper tantrum over it. The difference between this and something like Ariel is that Ariel was traditionally portrayed as a white woman, and you went with a completely different ethnicity with a black woman, and you gave her the whole dreadlocks look, which is a completely different outlook, a completely different look in regards to the actual hairstyle of the character. You've race swapped people like Wally West and Iris West. You even race swapped Barbara Gordon Batgirl. You've race swapped so many characters throughout comic book and fictional history. Heck, you're even going to probably race swap Hermione in the new Harry Potter series. You're race swapping the chick in the Percy Jackson movies. I can't even remember her name now because I'm not even a big fan of that. But you guys are consistently race swapping individuals, white characters being portrayed by black actors, which is actually a detriment to good black characters. Because what you're doing in that instance is you're taking away the legitimacy of black characters who existed as black characters, or characters of any other ethnicity that have existed as those ethnicities of those characters, and you're saying that they're only sloppy seconds based off of a race swap of a white character. Do you get what I'm saying? They're basically saying Hollywood, all these other freaks on the Twitter, all these other freaks on social media who are saying these weird things and saying that it's important to race swap white characters, or characters in general. These people who are saying that because they legitimately only see white characters as legitimate. Yet if you look at characters like Jon Stewart, Green Lantern Jon Stewart, John Henry Irons, Icon, okay? You've got incredible amounts of these amazing characters that you can work with. Cyborg is another amazing character. Falcon, who doesn't need to be a race-swapped Captain America, because it's a hand-me-down. Falcon is a great character in and of himself. You've got these amazing, amazing black characters out there that people are completely and totally neglecting because they want to use the white character and race swap them because they only see legitimacy in those white characters. Black Lightning is another great one. Static Shock. People have been wanting a Static Shock movie for so long because it's a great character from DC Comics that was adopted into the DC Comics fold somewhere around the 80s, I believe, maybe a little bit later. I'm not exactly sure on that. I might have my dates wrong. But you have so many good black characters that are being completely and totally neglected for the sake of identity politics, and it only gets worse and worse. And it's going to come down to this ridiculous thing where people are going to freak out because this person who is of the ethnicity of the fictional character of Nani doesn't fit their stereotype of that person in their minds. I bet you these people have never actually met a real Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, an individual who happens to be of a different skin tone than their stereotype. They probably watch Lilo and Stitch and they think that's everyone in Hawaii. I legitimately think that's probably what they're going to go with in their mind's eye. Okay? It's ridiculous. And it only gets worse and worse. These are the same people who would call you racist if you were a Star Wars fan and you didn't like the character of Reva because she was crappily written. Yet for years, people wanted Lando Calrissian to be in Star Wars. Okay? For years. And we want to see a Mace Windu solo movie. Mace Windu played by Samuel L. Jackson. I would love to see a Mace Windu movie. Every other Star Wars fan who is a legitimate Star Wars fan would love to see a Mace Windu movie. But these people don't understand that we want the original black characters that started out as black characters. And instead what they're saying is, you're racist if you don't race swap a character and make them a sloppy second compared to the original version of that character. It's offensive to people of a different skin color when you're saying that their original that the characters that originally look kind of like them in appearance are suddenly not valid enough to make a story about. Do you understand how offensive that is to that group of people? Yet these freaks and these weirdos on Twitter and social media continue to push the lie that we're the racist or that we're the bigots because we don't want to see a sloppily done race swapped version of the character that doesn't actually do anything for the story of the character and doesn't serve any purpose beyond giving them a different skin color. It's completely and totally, utterly pointless, and it only gets stupider and stupider as time goes on. This woman is the ethnicity of Nani. She doesn't have the same skin tone, but she is the ethnicity of Nani. The ethnicity should be the most important part, right, of the looks. You know, she's obviously an attractive young woman. I think that she'll do great, and I hope that she does great, and I hope the Lilo and Stitch movie is great, because the cartoon is absolutely amazing, and I don't want to see it ruined by a live-action interpretation. But, I mean, come on. We're really going to get all up in arms about the way the ethnicity of a person not matching the stereotype that you have in your mind. It's ridiculous. It really is. And it's just getting more and more ridiculous. Alright, I've ranted for too long. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, share this video out there with your friends, subscribe and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video that I upload, and check me out on all my different socials. I leave links to those in the description below. In case you don't know though, I have a Twitter, I have a YouTube, obviously, I have a Rumble, and I have a Patreon that I leave in the description. The Rumble is Rancid, capital R-A-N-T-S-I-T, all one word, no space, all caps. Rancid is the name. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys were able to get through the end of this video. And if you did, I really, really appreciate you for sticking around this long. I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.